because at one time I had a friend, he worked at Swift's, and his job was to kill sheep. And here they gave him a sledgehammer. Can you imagine that? So he had to hit this sheep over the head with the sledgehammer. So he cracked it one. He cracked it over the head, and here, he thought he had killed it. And here the thing looks up at him, just stunned and dazed. He threw that sledgehammer and he quit right at the moment, right at the spot. And in fact, when I started at Canada Packers, there were quite a few people that would start at 9 o'clock would come. They'd wouldn't come back after 9 o'clock. They'd hit that Ford Road. There was nothing but a cloud of dust behind them. And at that time I said, what a bunch of wimps, eh? But sometimes that I reflect on it now, I think that they were pretty smart, because it was, if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would never get into that kind of work, because working on an assembly line you're working at a speed that's not your speed. And I've read about such production lines that it's very stressful, because you got to keep up, and if you don't keep up, the guy behind you will give you a heck, or the guy in front. So it's a very stressful job. The conditions, like I mentioned on the kill floor, is just brutal during the summer. Or you could work in areas where there's, like in later years, they had the air conditioning in the plants, because at first they had no air conditioning. But later years, they had the fans in the air conditioning, so it would be cold and your hands would be damp. And so it wasn't a very good environment. But one thing was, at that time, they treated you very well. And the money, crepes at that time, I think was maybe started at $2.50 an hour. That was just about double what anybody else was making at that time. And in fact, it was the third highest labor group in the 60s. So that was a very good job. And I remember when I got $5 an hour, I said, man, I'm making big bucks, eh? And another thing that, I said, man, I've got a job for life. Little did I know what was in store for us, how the packing house industry died.